Welcome to the GamerzDownunder podcast.
Today we are talking about BlizzCon 2019.
I'm London.
And I'm Steve.
And this is episode 25. So, are we going to start off how we normally do? Go through gaming of the week? Or are we just going to go straight into BlizzCon?
First off, quarter of a century. 25. That's a pretty big effort. I think we should pat ourselves on the back. Are you patting? Are you patting? I can only feel myself patting.
Patting you on the back? Why you? What did you do?
Well, my shoulders are sore from carrying you this whole time.
Oh, carrying me. No, guys, thank you for joining us for another lovely episode. What we're going to try and do is we're trying to go through BlizzCon today. So BlizzCon was on the weekend, and we thought we'd give an up-to-date information about BlizzCon and what all that happened and some of the announcements. Stumble our way through it.
Maybe next year we'll actually be able to report live from BlizzCon. Never know.
Never know.
It'll be a good time if any of our listeners are actually listening, because obviously we've got American listeners and all over the world now. If anyone is listening and they went to BlizzCon, drop us a line. We'd love to have a chat with you. Maybe next week, get you on as a guest or something, depending on time differences.
Steve loves getting up early, just so we know, for the US listeners.
I do
Steve
not.
Loves... He's a real morning person.
I don't know what person I am. I like to plan my naps so that I can fit in another nap before bedtime. Yeah, I used to be a morning person, but I'm not even that anymore. I'm just a person.
Just a person. Okay, cool. So, what did you think of BlizzCon anyway?
Blizzard has had a lot of controversy as of late. Like, there was their player that got banned for a year because he held up a sign, and it's like, with everything that's going on over in China at the moment, Blizzard has been, they have been absolutely under fire as of late. So I was expecting a bit of controversy to come from BlizzCon, but admittedly, I didn't really see too much. Whether the media themselves hit it pretty well or Blizzard hit it pretty well.
So there were protesters out front of the conference centre throughout the whole conference. The CEO did announce it when he got up and spoke, but he kind of downplayed it as well, so he didn't actually go into specifics of what they're doing. But yeah, I don't know. It was a bad PR piece, I think, for Blizzard. They shouldn't have done it, well, especially just before BlizzCon. But yeah, so that's what they have to learn from, and we'll move on. But yeah, definitely there was some controversy with that.
Getting older, and I am pretty not invested into politics, but as I get older every year, I don't mind understanding politics. But when it comes to gaming, I truthfully believe there should be just a line in the sand. Like, I know that that's very naive of me to say and very young to say, but there should be. Like, I know a lot of us hate Tencent, Blizzard, but most of these companies are all coming from whatever you want to deem them as, communist nationals or whatever, but gaming is our escape from that reality. You know what I mean? So we should be able to walk through a door. Like my brother, he's been to South Korea, he's been to Germany, been to America, all for League of Legends matches. He went and watched Worlds over in Germany, went to South Korea. He actually slipped over the border and went to North Korea as well. But
Whoops.
no, but it was. He said it was just so fascinating that such a difference, thousands and thousands of kilometers away, like a day plane flight away, and boom, they're in the one arena watching a game that each other loves. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it feels as if gaming is what brought them together. Like, look aside from the racist stuff and blah blah blah, but he doesn't have Korean friends. He doesn't have German friends. Like, they're not the economics, but the area that he grows up in doesn't really have many of them countries and nationalities. So to go over there, like he said, even in Japan, like a lot of people there, not a lot, some don't have computer setups at home. A lot of internet cafes are still very, very busy there. So you just see a guy walk out of a high-rise 5 p.m, 6 p.m. with a suit on. He'd walk into an internet cafe, take his blazer off, put it over the back of the chair, throw the tie over the shoulder. Boom, he's sitting down playing World of Warcraft or something, and he's like a 40, 50-year-old man in the middle of Japan. That's like, you know what I mean? Like, gaming is what brings us together, and I was really hoping the political stuff just wouldn't get to such a big event. And in my opinion, I don't believe it did. I don't believe it ruined it. I think it...
Yeah, I loved BlizzCon. I watched many hours of it. I was up early, 4:30, Saturday morning, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. I had my coffee, ready for BlizzCon, watched the opening ceremony, thought that was fantastic, and went through all the other different... Do you know the one thing I have an issue with all these conferences is there's so many things at the same time.
Yes, yeah.
So I'm looking going, do I want to learn more about one of the topics over here, or do I want to go there? I'm like, by the end of it, I had 2 screens up where I'm trying to watch both at the same time. And I was getting bloody tennis neck.
It's sort of like going to a music festival. You hope they release the timetable and 2 of your favourite bands aren't on at the exact same time. And I think we found that with what was it that you went to the other week? PAX. You got to run around and there's 3 days and they don't actually announce what they're doing, but they're doing something. So you got to go there, and all of a sudden you get there and it's just they're talking about, and you're like, oh damn, and you have to run off and go to someone else. And look, obviously there was some major bits of BlizzCon. We'll break them all down as we go. Diablo 4, I know you're very keen on it. You're a Diablo player. Overwatch 2. I am a bit more of an Overwatch kind of guy than Diablo. World of Warcraft, Shadowlands, Hearthstone, Descent of Dragons. I know you have no clue about that one. That's a bit more of a card game.
Yeah, it's cool. Actually, in saying that, I like the pictures of the dragons. They look pretty sick. But that's where I draw my line.
Yeah. Now, I didn't see... Did they announce anything at BlizzCon about the Warcraft 3 beta and the remake?
Yeah, so they did announce it as of Tuesday, so this week. They were releasing the beta to whoever had tickets on BlizzCon.
Ah, okay, that's pretty
so
cool.
They would have access to it.
Now, I've got access to the beta because I pre-ordered the game as well, so must be...
might have done it for both.
Yes, because I believe it's past closed beta now where they handpick who's going to play. It's gone to open beta, so as long as you've pretty much bought the game, they'll just... now it's coming down to stress testing and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to jump on and play the beta.
Well, I played 6 games today, so half a dozen, maybe. And
how did it look?
Maybe 10 games. It looked absolutely beautiful, but not one single game went longer than 5 minutes. It just kept crashing. People just kept quitting out. So I think they were having server issues.
So is it only multiplayer you are playing, or is that all that's available?
Yeah, that's all that's available is multiplayer. You can only play either single player, 1v1, or 2 versus 2, and the only factions that are ready at the moment are human and orc.
Okay.
So
you can't be the Dark Elves or
Undead. So two of the games that I had to quit, it just froze up. Just couldn't do anything. So I physically had to shut the whole app down, whatever you want to call the server, the launcher, and then restart the launcher and go in. That was 2 of them, and the other 6, maybe 8 games that happened with the other team, and that was 1v1 and 2 versus 2. So I have a very sneaky suspicion maybe because they are stress testing the servers, so maybe they've got an abundance of people that they didn't think would be jumping on, especially after BlizzCon. If people are all getting just a free invite, maybe that's a lot of players. Don't know. But from the 5 minutes every game that I got to actually see, beautiful. Like I got the furthest I got to was I got my altar down and I just got my direwolf, my wolfie, out my hero. So
see, that's where I couldn't play, and that brings me back to betas again. If the game is crashing, I can't play it. If I play it, I would be rage quitting. My computer would be over one side of the room because the game's not ready. Nah. Look, I'm hats off to people that are playing beta. I can't. I need to play a fully polished game. And even then, when they have bugs, they still drive me nuts, and I can't deal with it.
I'm pretty good with bugs, especially frame rates. But I don't know whether it's my eyes can't see it or I just don't know. Maybe it's because I'm permanently drinking in the afternoon because of you. I don't know. But
because of me?
Yeah. But
I just try and blame me for your problem. But anyway,
I've played games, even Link's Awakening. I truthfully didn't. I know that's getting away from the subject, but I never noticed the frame drop. So for me, bugs aren't too bad as long as I can play the game. That's what upsets me. I don't even get upset about load screens that much. Like, there's been some games where people are like, nah, done. They will not physically play the game because the load screen takes too long. Most of the time, that it gives me a chance to pull my phone out and I'll check my phone or something.
Yeah, no, definitely. Load screens don't make any difference to me either. Back to Blizzard. Yep, BlizzCon.
I got up nice and early Saturday morning. I turned the computer on. I went and got me 7-Eleven coffee, and I ended up just having two screens going. There was so much going on. It was like I had 10. Oh, was that me or you? I can't remember now.
That was me. I can't even see. That angry again.
Guys, as you can tell, I just quoted him word for word. It might be because he's yelled that exact saying at me about 900 times since then. What he didn't realise, I was up since 3:30 on Saturday at work in the middle of Ipswich, which, unless you're from Brisbane, you wouldn't really know, but it's a very hot place. It must be right under that ozone hole because it's cold as all buggery at night time, but absolutely dire hot during the day.
I really hope you could fall through that hole.
Oh.
Or it would just suck you out. I don't care. I'm happy with either or. All right. So, okay, go on. Talked about Overwatch 2. So, Overwatch 2 is coming out. Well, mind you, I'd just like to say to everybody, a lot of these things, or these two announcements, so Overwatch and Diablo, they are not going to be coming anytime soon. That's the gist of it. Lovely cinematic trailers, lovely storyline, pretty pictures. No any development done.
That was why I was nervous and hesitant, even talking about Overwatch 2. I'd done after the hype fell away from BlizzCon, and long story, Overwatch has been out for how many years now? 2015, I think it might have came out. Truthfully, I can't remember. I was too late coming to the party. I was playing other games, and some of my mates had it on PC, and they're like, come on, come play. And at that point, my PC couldn't run it to the level of what I like my shooters, so I was just sticking to console. Then it came out on console, and my friends weren't playing anymore, and I was playing other games, and I never went there. And then, maybe wouldn't even be a year ago, I reckon. I was just sitting there and I said to myself, they brought out Overwatch on special, maybe, the Game of the Year edition or something at EB Games, like normal. They've got their sale on, but it's probably not even a sale. They've got a sale sign up out the front. I finally bought it. I was like, you know what? I know what Blizzard's like. Like, you look at StarCraft 2, Diablo, Warcraft. They love to dwell on an IP. They don't really move on until they know it is ready to move on. So I sat there, and then I finally looked into Overwatch, and I was like, actually, no. It was a download on the weekend for free thing on PSN Store. And so I downloaded it, played it, and I was like, oh, this game has no storyline. It is solely just a PvP game. And I was like, that makes a lot more sense why they haven't got a new game yet, because how can you make a number 2 of a game that doesn't actually have a core component as such? Sort of like League of Legends, been out for 10 years. There isn't a League of Legends 2 because all they do is just keep fine-tuning it, bringing out maps, bringing out characters, all that kind of stuff. They can have the lore behind it all, but there's no need for a new game. So I just said to myself, stuff it, done, I'm going to go and buy it. And now, under a year later, they're bringing out Overwatch 2. I was like, God damn you, Blizzard. Every single time, without fail, I will... I'll do it with everything. It's like, oh, I might buy that game. I buy it, not checking what the PSN games are for the month. Boom, they're on there for free. I'm like, sort of like...
I did that with The Outer Worlds. I was so happy, and then they go, mate, you get it from Xbox for free. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. But that does make sense. Free on Xbox, $60 on PlayStation because it's higher quality. You'd have to go the higher quality. The Xbox is pretty much, you could call it a demo. It's that bad.
Have I told you? I've now divorced PlayStation.
You're divorcing PlayStation? Why?
Yeah, I'm going back to Xbox, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good riddance.
Look, I'll stay with PlayStation for the VR. That's it. Purely just a VR machine. Everything else is crap. It's so much better on Xbox. The controller's better, everything. So, guys, I'm standing up and standing firm. That's it. No more PlayStation games, only Xbox. Except for the exclusives. And then I just want to bag Steve about how crap the PlayStation is.
Yeah.
That's
Your missus has told me how long you can maintain being firm for, mate. You'll be back. You'll be back in a couple of minutes maximum.
I was going to say, hang on, I'm back.
But no, you can't deny the Sony exclusives. Like the Horizon Zero Dawns, the Spider-Mans, the God of War. The only one that I can really say it wasn't a Sony exclusive was that zombie one, Days Gone. Other than Days Gone so far.
Man, I was looking the other day and I saw Days Gone being sold, the collector's edition, for like $50. And I'm like, do I get it?
No.
No, not even for 50.
No, what comes with the collector's edition? I buy games solely for the statues.
Yeah, no statue. I think it's just a case.
Like I bought the Fallout 76, the Power Armor edition with the big helmet, everything like that, for $76. It was a special EB Games had going on. All I done was bought that helmet for $76. So
you didn't play the game.
No, I didn't even pull it out. I didn't install it. Nothing. So
all right, cool. So moving on, back to
Overwatch.
Oh my god, I thought we were done.
No, after BlizzCon hype fell apart, I've done some research because I saw a couple of memes on Facebook and online about Overwatch fans. Like, why should we buy Overwatch 2 when we've got Overwatch 1? Like, why buy the same game twice? And then it shows that little mouse character and it's got FIFA fans on his chest going like, oh, jeez, don't look at me. And I had such a good...
It's the same thing.
Yeah, and I had such a good laugh about it. So then I tagged Kurt. I think we've teased Kurt for the most recent couple of podcasts. We'll have to...
Kurt, mate? What's he doing?
We'll have to get him on. He's probably still just buying the next FIFA.
Oh, mate, move on, FIFA. Seriously.
So
bring Kurt on. We'll talk to Kurt.
But he was yelling at me on the page today about Modern Warfare and Call of Duty and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, yeah, okay, I accept that. But looking at Overwatch, it seems like from the gist of it, of course, it's not out. It's not going to be out for another however many months, if not over a year. I don't think they actually put a set time on it yet. Only reason why I think, like, I would have thought it would come out next year. So maybe 1 year, maybe Q4 next year, but we'll wait and see. Some of the stuff they released, like new characters, new maps, new modes, I was like, oh, is that actually worth a whole new game? Like,
it's called Push, mate.
Yeah, push. From what I can see, because one of the games you do already is exactly like that. It's like the truck drives along. It's got a bomb on the back of it. You have to protect the truck, and if the opposition attacks you enough and they push you back, the truck stops driving. But from what push looks like, it's a robot pushes something. So if we're attacking the opposition team and they're dying, he pushes something from our end to theirs. But if they start winning and pushing us back, then he turns around onto their side and pushes it back towards us. So sort of like tug of war as such, but the opposite way.
Okay.
But I was like, yeah, I don't. If that's all they're doing, then it's going to upset me. Yeah, I see they've got a lot of PvE side of things and not as such story mode, but it looks like it's actually going to have co-op mode a lot more. That'll be good instead of just blatant PvP. But we'll wait and see, I guess. Definitely watch this space. I like, for anyone who is listening, the difference between Overwatch and a normal shooter is the ability to not upgrade your character, sorry. That's Overwatch 2. They're bringing in the ability to upgrade your character. Overwatch 1, you have upgrades. Like you've got skills and abilities. I like that. Like sometimes playing a Call of Duty or a Battlefield, it's very just a shooter and then that's it. It's done. I really like the style of Overwatch where, like, I might play Orisa and I'm running in as a tank. I'm throwing down shields. I'm Bastion. I'm swapping into my Gatling gun attack, and then I quickly run off healing myself. Like, it puts a whole new concept into it. It's just not spray and pray, like run in, just shoot and die or survive. So Overwatch is definitely for people who aren't fans of just shooters. Definitely give it a try because I believe it's got enough to bring people in. But yeah, so that was mine. Overwatch. Definitely a fan. Definitely keep an eye on it and see how we go.
All right, cool. So we'll go on to my one. So Diablo 4. One word, unreal. The cinematic trailer looks fantastic. Even the gameplay footage, phenomenal. So if you were actually at BlizzCon, you could actually play the demo of Diablo. And it had the first world boss, which is a big guy with giant spikes from his hands that used to grab the ground and sort of cut everybody up. Fantastic. Looks unreal. Looks a lot like the other Part 3, Part 2, Part 1. Similar, same thing. It's bird's eye view. They also announced there's 5 regions in Diablo, the new one coming out. I can't remember if they did day-night cycles before. Part 3. I can't remember, but I'm not sure, so I don't know if that's exclusive to number 4 coming out. But they did mention day-night cycles. They also mentioned that they're going to have 100 new dungeons. I love my dungeons to crawl around in. I love the special loot. So there's 100 legendary items apparently coming out, back with 5 classes. So this bit I was a bit disappointed. I know you would be as well, Steve. So they only announced the Sorcerer, Barbarian, and the Druid.
Yep.
Where's our Necromancer, man?
Exactly.
I love the Necromancer from Diablo 2.
Yeah.
I
reckon they will. I reckon they'll announce him. There's no way they'll do a Diablo without the Necromancer. He's too popular these days not to make it. Like if Blizzard doesn't and has him as like a DLC, that'll cause controversy. Because that is just a pure money grab to hold the Necro back this day and age.
But yeah, so there's still another 2 more characters that they haven't announced, so we have to wait and see. One thing they did say about it as well, there's more character customization. So you actually get to design the face and the image of what you're actually looking like. It's not just a standard looking person, which is pretty cool.
No, you're the butcher.
Scary thought. The butcher. Fresh meat.
Yeah. I'm Lilith.
Boring. Move on. Who's Lilith?
What do you mean, who's Lilith?
Who's Lilith?
Did you not watch the cinematic?
I clearly did. Is it Mephisto's daughter? I think it's Mephisto's or Ball's daughter. Mephisto's, I think. I'm pretty sure Mephisto's.
Yeah. 3 by 3 they come.
They had a full-size statue at BlizzCon of her. Mate, if that was just outside and you're walking at night time, seriously, I'd put my pants and I'd be running and screaming.
The one thing Blizzard should do, they should bring out more anime. Like, that cinematic was brilliant. Like, just a 8-minute, like, maybe it's too hard for them. Maybe it's too much resources. I don't know. But, like, I know Square Enix obviously tried it back in the day and they really flopped doing it. But then they brought out, obviously, the Kingsglaive one. It was so good. But, like, Blizzard's just the way they, like, the blood in the triangle and then Lilith floats down from the sky and yeah, I was like, man, I would watch that. Like, I've got a couple that yeah. Like, just I watched like Demon Slayer, Monster Hunter, all that kind of stuff, and I was like, man, that would be Goblin Slayer. Is definitely very dark, and that's what I could see. It's like, yeah, that's so good.
Back to the campfire scene, Diablo 2, like Diablo 2 and Diablo 3, so you get to pick your character standing at the big bonfire, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
They said it's going to be more of an open world as well. So it's not as linear, where you have to go to the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, like in previous games. I don't know how that's going to work, unless, So I think it may be open world, but I reckon you'll still have to go in order. Otherwise, they'll be completely overpowered for you. But I might be wrong. Quite interested to see how this open world is. And apparently, it's a lot bigger as well than previous games, which is good.
What consoles did they announce it on?
PlayStation and Xbox and PC.
Oh, I wonder if did they announce any next gen? Did they hint at next gen at all?
No.
You'd think obviously it would be coming with Scarlet and PS5, but I'm wondering whether we'll come back to that later on actually, or maybe even next week we'll talk about the not cancellation. Holding off. Diablo 4, like this could end PS4's lifespan. With some of the I know they obviously do keep going, but the final couple of AAA rated games, it might even be Blizzard's last one on the PS4 and the Xbox One. You look at how slow they are with releasing of games. It could be. Wonder if did they not announce Switch?
I can't remember if they announced Switch or not. I was just thinking about that thing because throw it out to me.
Diablo 3 got a very, very big tick of approval on Switch. A lot of people I've talked to love it on Switch. I haven't got it, but I think it might have been my brother actually. He said, no, definitely a must-have game for Switch. Loves it. Absolutely. He's a Diablo 3 fiend. Like, it had been out for 76 hours. He was ranked number 1 in Australia and number 3 in the world. Out of 76 hours, he had played for 72 hours when Diablo 3, when it first got released. So he is an absolute crazy fanatic when it comes to Diablo. So you got to take what he says with a grain of salt. But he loves it on the Switch.
Yeah, no, I can confirm it hasn't been announced for the Switch at this stage. One thing with it, and I reckon this is probably why it wasn't announced for Switch, one of the questions they were asking in one of their times they were talking about it. It's going to be an online game.
Yeah.
That's traditionally Diablo, you can play by yourself and do everything yourself. They're saying that's the same concept, but it is an online game. So you can still go and do your own quests, so it's all personalized to yourself. Or if you want, you can jump on and jump with friends. That's probably why it's not with Switch, because then you can't actually play it offline. Which is which I don't agree with. It's a Diablo game. You should be able to play it on your own PC, and you don't have to be online, but obviously they're probably doing that, I think, for piracy, maybe. Or maybe just to keep it on the Blizzard app. But I can play StarCraft 2, I can play Warcraft 3 without being online.
Didn't they bring that in for Diablo 3 because of the hackers. I thought there was something about that. Yeah, online was at all times. Like, you couldn't bring your character. There was something something's niggling at the back of my brain. I think it was because they brought the marketplace on there or something, and the market was getting flooded with legendary loot, and they finding remember Diablo 1, I think it was, used to have that, like, the
I loved that hack. Yeah, I used it. I had one-hit kills to anybody. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
The amount of years I got from that in Diablo 1 was ridiculous.
No, but
we don't condone hacking.
Nah, just something, yeah. I can remember they brought something in for Diablo 3 because of it, so that might be why they're still going.
Another thing with Diablo, they've finally announced, because obviously this world's getting so big, mounts, horses, customizable horses that you can drive around. Listen to me, okay. But yeah, I reckon that sounds pretty sick. You can change what they're wearing. Pretty cool. There's going to be a lot of world events, PvP areas, trading, and original waypoints. So like the original games, there's waypoints to teleport to those locations. The last thing that I want to say about Diablo, as well as at the end of the conference after they announced it, I thought it was amazing because they said, well, we'll see you all in hell. And then they left. That was it. I reckon that was brilliant. Diablo, let's go to hell.
The skeptic in me gets nervous with it because I'm like, all right, come on, Blizzard, let's see it. Where's all your loot boxes and your cosmetics in your store? Like, are we buying mounts? Are we paying for, like, is it going to be, like, we have to question everything these days. Is it going to be pay to win? Is it going to be pay to play? Like, that's got to be the number one question on nearly every gamer's mind at the moment, wondering whether if we pay a little bit extra, like I fell for it this week when I pre-ordered Final Fantasy VII Remake. It says on the back you get a couple of summons if you pre-order. I get nervous about that. I'm like, downloadable content and exclusives for a pre-order is not making me very happy. And
we'll have to see. We'll have to see to get something special or get special armor or something.
Look, if it's just cosmetics, I know we've ranted on about it a fair few times, especially with this level game, because I'm pretty sure Diablos aren't MA, they're R's, aren't they? So, and this is what we talked about offline a couple of days ago, was obviously I really rag out on EA and FIFA and that for their loot boxes, because that's designed around a PG-13 game. I don't rag out on certain games like what was the one you were playing, the GTA. With the casino.
Oh, it's actually M.
Oh, Diablo's M.
M15.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that might change it. That might change my opinion, because with GTA, I leave it alone because it's got a casino in it, but legally you have to be 18 to play it. I know, and you know, there's plenty of people who play it who aren't 18, but you would never give your 10-year-old access to an R-rated game. But FIFA, you'd let your 6-year-old, your 7-year-old play, you know what I mean? So yeah. I don't mind the loot boxes if it's preying on older minds. I don't like it. I definitely don't like it. I don't condone it, and I hate mobile gaming because of it. But if I had to be devil's advocate and choose one, I'd rather them try it on me and you than try it on my daughters. Because I know me and you can say, oh, well, geez, like me, I spent $7 on this wizard game this week, but I've played it minimum an hour a day, every day, for 3 weeks. That was the first $7 I spent on it. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah. And it was a free game, so technically I bought that game for $7. Yeah. Blizzard, on the other hand, like if I get my Necromancer and I can pay $10 to get a skin or something, okay, I won't. But okay, you can go right ahead. But if I have to pay $10 to get a spell where I can cast 6 skeletons instead of 5, or I get a mount that runs at 120% instead of 100%, then I'll start getting upset.
Just get the credit card out, mate. Pay it. You'll be fine. Yeah. EA for life.
Here we go. Let's see what you come up with this week.
I don't even know the rest. EA, I don't know. I'm not going to try it.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
See, you keep telling everybody EA is crap, but yet you know the lot. I'm not going to say the lotto. They've won the lotto, mate. Just buy a loot box, you'll be fine.
So we grew up with EA. Now, they were talking about world events in Diablo?
Yeah, so bigger monsters, maybe. More people. Sort of like a raid sort of thing.
Yeah, I was right about to say, there was a couple of games growing up, like Final Fantasy 14.
On Star Wars Online, they do raids.
Yeah, and it's like a world boss might pop up, and I used to like them, actually. I liked that kind of concept, and it would just come in, trump a town. Sucked when you logged in, the town was getting done. Yeah.
And I'm dead. That was fun. But
now,
no, that's it for Diablo. I'm done with Diablo.
That's it for that. StarCraft.
So they've announced 2 new skins coming that I've attached to the page that look pretty sick. It's a new DLC that they're launching. It's Emperor Minx. It's a new skin for the game. They've also had the World Championships, which was actually pretty sick. You know, one thing watching the World Championships, I can't play StarCraft. Watching them play, they would wipe the floor with me straight away. Like literally 2 seconds in, they've got everything happening there. Their mouse, if you're watching their mouse on the screen, it's going everywhere. And then, not even that, then they're using the keyboard as well. I thought I was pretty cool, BP and BC for the hotkeys. It made they fly. So I just couldn't, So they were amazing to watch.
If you ever play against someone and, like, there is a difference. Like, I've seen people who keep their APM up high, but all they're doing is just like selecting the screen 50 times and clicking on the screen 50 times, and that's why the APM's so high. But you watch the proper pro players when they're playing, it's like my brother, like I'm pretty good with RTSs. I like RTSs. Like I was always sort of like a gold player, a top end gold, very, very low end, whatever was above it, diamond or platinum. I think it was diamond. My mate Danny was probably a silver player, but my brother, he was the complete opposite. He was top end diamond, low end platinum or whatever it was. He could take me and Danny on in a 2 versus 1. Like we might win one game, he might win one game, because it's very, very difficult to try to beat 2 players at once. But to do that shows the sheer difference in skills. Like it was just astronomical, and he was only entry level pro. Like imagine them top tier pro guys. Like it'd probably take me, you and Danny on at the same time, and it'd still beat all 3 of us.
I'd be still building my first pylon.
Oh.
Like they even did, like at one point watching a couple of the games. So the guy that won, his name is Dark. So it's Park Ayu-woo. He's from South Korea. But watching him play, like he was playing for Zerg, but the other guy was playing Protoss. So all of a sudden you're seeing some pylons get built up in the base. Like, he's going to rush him with cannons. He's not even rushing him with cannons. He's just wasting the other guy's time trying to delete the pylon or attack the pylon before it comes. And then he comes with other people, zealots and that. It was amazing to watch. Anyway, they did 7 games for the final. He won quite a bit of money.
Yes.
Yes. So just playing a game and you can make some money, so it's good. But no, really brilliant. If people can get a chance to go see live games, they definitely should go see, especially the arena sort of thing, atmosphere and that. Watching it would be amazing to see.
That once again, Dave, my brother, he said when he went and watched Worlds over in Germany, he said it was just bonkers. Like he said it was so crazy, like just the atmosphere for League of Legends. And I think it was $1 million game prize. Obviously split that over the 5, but that's 250,000. They had more people log in to watch the World Final in League of Legends than they did in the World Cup in soccer, and soccer's the highest streamed sport game. And that was that's what people were blowing up about, was even though it was big prize money, you compare that to the soccer teams and it's 1/30 of what a single player gets paid for a season, let alone the whole entire team.
Yeah.
But I definitely wouldn't put my nose up at 250,000. That's for certain.
No way. All right. So the next one that they mentioned, well, they actually had as well, the Hearthstone World Championships. Hearthstone World Championships.
Yes.
VK Loon became the first woman to win the championships.
Yes.
Now, I know nothing about this game, so have you played the game?
Yeah.
Okay. Any good? I don't even know. Is it sort of like a Magic or something, or Pokemon?
Yeah, sort of like Magic the Gathering. I played online Hearthstone a bit. I got off of it because it was so pay to win. In my opinion, it was terrible. Like, to the point where they should have had 2 separate servers. If you've paid any money, you go play on that one, and if you haven't, you play on this one, because it was terrible. I just was getting slammed by someone and it was so blatant. $5 will make you win. Like, it wasn't just a little bit here and there, but so I liked the game. I did. I probably didn't give it enough of my time to really get into it, like Magic the Gathering. I probably should have, but with them type of games, I do like face-to-face a bit more than digital when it comes to card-like games, especially then because you've got judges and you're live, you know what I mean? You're face to face with your opponent. It's just a bit more fun.
I tried to watch it and I'm just like, I don't understand it. I need to go back, but I'll definitely have a look at it. It's an online game, so hopefully I can play it a bit and get a better opinion of it. But yeah, so congratulations to her for winning.
Yes, definitely.
All right, so the next one was
World of Warcraft Shadowlands.
So they're doing quite a bit with this, aren't
they? I don't know. I've dropped out of the World of Warcraft circle. They lost me a couple of years ago.
Even classic?
No, obviously I'm a classic player, but as in retail, they lost me. I know they're doing obviously a level squish.
Going down to level 60. Yep.
Yes. So I can't remember which game it was. Maybe not Cataclysm. Might have even been later than that. Like up to level the Panda one or Mists of Pandaria or something. It was level 110 or 120, and it was just it was getting too much for me, and I pulled the pin. But it looks very and that's the biggest problem. It looks absolutely epic. Like Blizzard's cinematics, they get me every time. I do have a couple of friends who play retail, and the town builder style and all that kind of stuff, like the guild town. You can actually build a blacksmith in your town. You can you've got dinosaur mounts and all this kind of stuff. I really liked that, but was it worth me losing my life and soul again? No, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, no, fair enough. That's the one thing. It just comes to how many hours you can spend in the game, and whether or not you actually get invested in it. Bit like me and the Outer Worlds. I've played it honestly probably about an hour, and I haven't given it the time. But I've been busy, obviously, with BlizzCon coming, so there was my weekend gone really. But other than that, I haven't really had time to play the Outer Worlds. So
yeah,
I will have time hopefully this week. Hopefully my schedule won't be too crazy, but what else? Anything else you wanted to mention from BlizzCon?
Nothing that literally jumps out and bites me. Like, I like BlizzCon, how they held it. Is Blizzard big enough to hold their own event? I don't know. Should they have joined in like the likes of PAX and E3? Like, I know a lot of the companies have been going that way. Like Sony dropped out of it last time and they want to hold their own one. I know there's a big political battle going on in the background over that. Like, Sony are saying because of the name of E3 or whatever, the rent goes through the roof and all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, the one thing that I hope they don't do is they've announced the games too early. I hope they haven't. I don't want to sit here for the next year. BlizzCon comes around 2020 and they're like, look what's coming, Diablo 4 Necromancer. Yeah,
No, we don't clap.
No, we can't. Not after that time. If you're breathtaking. No, you're breathtaking. Just that's what I'm hoping they haven't done. Like I know, who is it, Obsidian or whatever? They announced Skyrim 6 years ago, but said don't even think about getting excited. It's not coming till 2021 at the earliest, and then we've never seen anything from it ever again. At least they're announcing that they've got something going on in the background. Don't all just die off. But that's it. They're not trickle feeding us. They're not trying to build up the hype. They're not like, that's what I hope this BlizzCon event isn't. Like, it's not just Diablo 4, Overwatch 2, and it just fizzles out. And pretty much they've used the name of such big games. Well, actually, World of Warcraft as well. It's still got a heavy retail place. But Diablo, Overwatch, and World of Warcraft, just to try to get back in the good eye of the public and get a couple of Hearthstone sales. I don't know. I've become a bit of a skeptic these days because everything is just announced so early.
It was exactly the same thing with E3. Like, a lot of things are, oh, this is coming, and then you're like, okay, cool, when?
Yeah.
And what I wanted to say before, the one thing that I really want these companies to do, like, it's all well and good to have the conferences all over in America. Have more conferences in Australia. Why not?
Yeah. Definitely.
Well,
Definitely.
We've got guys running conferences around here. We should start, like, I don't know, work together or try and do something to have another big event. Just give something else besides once a year. You got once a year for 3 days. If you can't make it in those 3 days, bang, you're waiting until next year. Like, I know there's Comic-Con and things like that, but we need more events and ones that people can probably afford as well. So
definitely. Yeah.
So, Blizzard, okay, next year, 2020, come to Melbourne. Thanks, mate. Yep. Cheers.
And if they do, GDU will be there, guaranteed. Flying the flag. So I think we've covered most of BlizzCon. Like, they're really the biggest things: Diablo, Overwatch, World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, and protesters.
I like how you mentioned the protesters, mate. Good work. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Ensure you check out GamerzDownunder.com for all your gaming news and reviews for Aussie gamers. If you are joining the conversation, make sure you follow us and like us on our socials. All you have to do is search for Gamers Down Under. That's Gamers with a Z. Finally, make sure you smash that subscribe button, and it'll never be game over.
And the gamer's got a game.